There we go. Hey, everybody. That's me at the White House, by the way. That happened last month. I was there because guest of the president won a nice award for national service. Basically, tech geek, gamer, do business. I'm a parent, most importantly, as many people know. But this is a group that I'm starting to work with where we're trying to develop apps, sensors, and devices for special needs kids. So basically, kids who have ADHD or autism or other developmental disabilities. My experience before my 20 years in games was in high-tech big projects. So stuff that I worked on is now used by Netflix and Amazon for shipping. I love logistics and solving big problems, but I also love games. But again, most importantly, I'm a parent. And you can see my kids when they're young, my kids when they're old. They both play for Cleveland. Basically, my older son has autism, ADHD, CP, quite a number of things. This is a picture of me, and where I'm going on this is my own health journey and how it's related. I was severely overweight, as you'll see on the next slide in a second. And I had a tipping point. I basically had, tried to describe this, but basically, anyway, so Obamacare kicked in, had high blood pressure, diabetes. I also have my A1C up there. I'm very descriptive. But went from August 12 to yesterday, I've lost about 90-some pounds. And basically all based on data. And my A1C is lower than every medical provider I have. What I used was tools like that were off the shelf. My Net Diary, MyFitnessPal, Fitbit, a number of sub-things related to blood pressure. And what did I learn? Wearable and mobile tech could really provide a platform to enable deep behavior change. Connecting all that data together through multiple sources has really made the difference. The prompts made no, and notifications didn't help at all. Gamification, which I'm a big fan of, didn't really help either, but letting me eat more stuff, that was a big motivator. And giving me that information that day that I'd earned extra calories to burn. And then lastly, understanding that my activity level had a great impact on my behavior and symptoms. So with autism and ADHD and anxiety, there are a bunch of symptoms or diagnostic things that basically there's a core of them. And many kids have these comorbid conditions. And at this point, trying to address them is very difficult, especially in real time, and it's very expensive to have everyone have an aide sit next to them. And so that's really the problem. The areas that kids need help often are mood management, especially getting them to be physically active. A lot of kids are stuck in their basement in their parents' house. They're unable to make friends. And eating regular and healthy meals, a lot of the kids have blood sugar issues where they drop and have behavior problems as a direct result of poor choices. Sleep, not getting enough, medication management, skip a dose, you may be in the emergency room with a behavior issue. There are basically lots of components that kids need to be supported that can be done with technology. Real world, real time, biofeedback based. We have a big issue with ethical research. A lot of the devices aren't being developed and tested well, especially around kids. We need these things research verified. They've got to empower self-management, not dependence. Coaching, not lecturing. They need privacy, which is another big issue. There are two awesome examples of people using tech, one of which is iSpy 2020, which basically can diagnose vision issues. 1 in 4 kids has vision issues. A lot of kids with special needs or learning disabilities actually have vision issue as their primary concern. The other one is FreeWaves, which is a pair of headsets designed for fitness, but you can actually tune in and out how much audio is coming, and they have a heart rate sensor. So when a kid is getting anxious, you can block through the sound or pipe in music or pipe in white noise. And it can also recognize when an alarm's going off, so then you can pass through, hey, you need to leave the building, it's on fire. At this point, in the future, there's basically more and more devices getting sensors and multiple sensors in them because the battery life really matters. The new iPhones have 2 different 6-axis sensors. everything's going to have heart rate sensors in them, and there we go. Basically, my slides are going to be online, and I have an animated video that explains it all. So please check me on Twitter.